Yeah, hi everyone. We'll start the class in 2 minutes. ఆ, రామ్మూర్తి గారు మీకు ఇది ఫస్ట్ క్లాస్ కాదండి, మీరు అంతకుముందు అటెండ్ అయ్యారు కదా. నేను మౌనిక గారు మీకు ఇది ఫస్ట్ క్లాస్ అనుకుంటా. హలో. ఆ, రామ్మూర్తి గారు నా వాయిస్ క్లియర్ ఉందా? మౌనిక గారు నా వాయిస్ క్లియర్ ఉందా?
ఉంది సార్.
యా. సో నాకు తెలిసి ఇది మీ ఫస్ట్ క్లాస్ కాదనుకుంటా మ్యామ్, మౌనిక మ్యామ్. ఒక్కసారి మీకు రికార్డెడ్ వీడియోస్ గ్రూప్లో షేర్ చేస్తాను. జస్ట్ రికార్డెడ్ వీడియోస్ గో త్రూ అండి. ఓకే. సో లాస్ట్ క్లాస్లో మేము డిడిఎల్ డిఎంఎల్ గురించి డిస్కస్ చేసాం. ఓకే. సో ఈరోజు డీక్యూఎల్ గురించి డిస్కస్ చేయబోతున్నాం. జస్ట్ గో విత్ ద వీడియోస్, ఒకసారి వీడియోస్ గో త్రూ అండి. విల్ బీ హెల్ప్ఫుల్, మోర్ హెల్ప్ఫుల్ ఫర్ యూ. ఓకే. సో లెట్ మీ షేర్ మై స్క్రీన్. అండ్ మౌనిక గారు ఎవరైతే కొత్తగా జాయిన్ అయ్యారో, మీకు ఇన్స్టాలేషన్స్ ఇవి కూడా రికార్డెడ్ వీడియోస్ యూట్యూబ్లోనే, ఒక్కసారి యూట్యూబ్ వీడియో గో త్రూ అండి. సో వీ హ్యావ్ అప్లోడెడ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఇన్ ద మన మన దీంట్లో అప్లోడ్ చేసాం, మన యూట్యూబ్ ఛానల్లో. జస్ట్ గో విత్ ద వీడియోస్.
ఇప్పుడేస్తే మా బట్టలు నైట్
సో ఇన్స్టాలేషన్ వీడియో ఇక్కడ ఉంది, ఒక్కసారి గో త్రూ అండి మ్యామ్. సో మీకు రికార్డింగ్స్ అనేవి మొత్తం యూట్యూబ్ ఛానల్లో ఉన్నాయి, ఒక్కసారి గో త్రూ అండి. సో లెట్ మీ స్టార్ట్ టుడేస్ క్లాస్. 1 minute. Yeah, we continue the class. So let me open the paint one. Okay. So in the last class, we have discussed about SQL. Okay. Database and SQL. Why we use database to store the data, why we use SQL. Okay, why we use SQL to communicate with the database, or to store and process the data, we use SQL. SQL is a communication language. Database is application where we store the data. Super. Now in the SQL we have some sub languages, right? We have some sub languages. In that, three are very important. What are the three we have? We have, okay. So we have three important sub languages are there. One is DDL, another one is DML, and the third one is DQL. Okay. In the DDL, we have already discussed, we have insert, update, delete. Sorry. In the DDL, in the data definition language, we have create, alter, drop, and truncate. So why we use these DDL commands? We use to create the structure of the object. We use this DDL command to create the structure of the object. Then we have these DML commands. What are the DML commands we have? We have insert and
Okay.
okay, these are the DML commands we have. So we have DDL commands, we have DML command. So as highlighted before, okay, these commands will not use regularly. Okay, we use DDL command only once to create the structure of the objects. We create a structure only once and we store and process the data, right? So we use this DDL command or DML commands very rarely. Okay, what exactly we use in the real time? We use this DQL command. What is DQL command? Nothing but select query. Okay, so up to here we have discussed in the last class, we have discussed about database and SQL, then we have discussed about DDL, DML and DQL. Just to go with the recorded videos I have provided in the group. I'll share after this class, just go with the recorded videos. Okay, next, okay, what exactly we do by using this DQL statement? What exactly we do by using this DQL statement? Very simple, we use DQL for writing the conditions. Okay, we use for writing the conditions and manipulation, transformation, ఇంకా advanced aggregation. We do a lot by using this DQL command. By using DQL command we can do a lot. Okay, so DQL means data query language. By using DQL, we can write a n number of things. Okay, we can do a wonders. Okay, now in the last class we have created a table called student. I think so. Student I have created. Okay, so select star from student. Fine. Let me go with employee table. Okay, so I have a table called employees. Okay. Let me switch the schema. Okay, so I have this employee table. Super. Now, so this is a DQL query. This is a DQL query, right? So what will happen if I execute this DQL query? Let me show you here. Let me go to here, open the SQL PPTs. And by the way, this PPT is already shared in the group. Today I will share it again. Okay. So let me go here, SQL components. Let me start these SQL components. Okay. Whenever I execute this select query, okay. Whenever I execute this select query, what will happen? I'll show you in the slide. So it will go to the database. Okay. This DQL query will go to the database. So where the database exists in the server. Okay. సో సర్వర్లో ఫైల్ ఫార్మేట్లో మనకి డేటా అనేది స్టోర్ అయి ఉంది రైట్ సో ఇన్ ద వేర్ ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ ద డేటాబేస్ ఎగ్జిస్ట్ ఇన్ ద సర్వర్ హౌ ద డేటా is storing in the form of file. Okay, whenever I call the data, right? So based on your conditions a result set will get printed. So here you need to remember one key point, that is actual data is completely different from result set. Actual data is completely different from result set. How result set is printing? Based on your condition. Okay, in the existing employee table, how many rows I have? I have 7 rows. How many columns I have? I have 5 columns. Now I'll change my condition. Select id comma name from employees. Okay, now you see here how many rows I'm getting. I'm getting 7 rows. Okay, but I'm getting only 2 columns. In the actual table, is there only 2 columns? No, I have 5 columns, but based on my conditions, result set is printing. So result set is completely different from the actual data. Okay, whatever the data you are inserting, that we call it as actual data. But a result set, whatever the result set you are seeing here, this will be printed based on your conditions. So based on your conditions. Okay. right? Super. Okay. Now we'll take a break here about DQL and we see more about, we'll try to understand these queries. Okay. We need to understand what are the terminologies we use in the real time. We'll discuss that one and we'll come back again to the DQL. Okay. Let me go. Okay. Here I have given some examples related to real time, how the client will ask you to print the data. See how client will ask you. So I need a name and job title of employee. So then what you use in the select class, you will pass the limited columns. So even though you are having 6 columns, in the output you are printing only just 3 columns. Okay, here also same. So even though I have 6 columns, I'm printing just 2 columns. So based on the client requirement, we use this DQL query. DQL means data query language. So in the DQL, so in the select, if I am using star, which means I'm calling all the columns in a table. Okay, or you can pass individual columns as well. Okay, in the DQL statement, you can call all the columns or individual column as well. Okay. Okay, yeah, as highlighted, let me go with the terminologies what we use it in the real time. Okay, whatever the queries we are writing, which is insert, update, delete, create, alter, drop, all these things we call it as SQL compounds. Okay, all these we call it as a SQL compounds. Okay, or SQL statement. Okay, now I'm talking about the terminologies we use it in the real time. Okay, సో మనం ఏదైతే రాస్తామో ఇన్సర్ట్ కానీ అప్డేట్ కానీ డిలీట్ కానీ ఇవన్నిటిని మనం స్టేట్మెంట్ అని కానీ కమాండ్స్ ఎస్క్యూఎల్ కమాండ్స్ అని కానీ పిలుస్తాం. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్. Okay, in the SQL queries we use these comments. Okay, why we use these comments? To understand what we get while executing the query. సో ఈ కామెంట్స్ అనేది దేనికి వాడతాం అంటే ఈ క్వైరీ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేస్తే మనకి ఏ అవుట్పుట్ వస్తుంది. ఓకే, బై ఎగ్జిక్యూటింగ్ బిలో క్వైరీ వీఆర్ గెటింగ్ ఎంప్లాయ్ ఐడీస్ అండ్ employee ID and their names. Okay, by executing below query, we are going to get the employee details like ID and names. So if I execute this query, comments will get ignored. All these comments will get ignored. Okay, whatever the query that is in non-commented, that will get executed. So నేను ఎప్పుడైతే క్వైరీని ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేస్తున్నానో ఇక్కడ ఏం జరుగుతుంది, కామెంట్లో ఉన్న లైన్స్ని డేటాబేస్ ఇగ్నోర్ చేసి ఏవైతే నాన్ కామెంట్లో ఉన్నాయో కామెంట్లో లేని వాటిని మాత్రమే ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేస్తుంది. దిస్ వి కాల్ ఇట్ యాస్ కామెంట్స్. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ వీ హ్యావ్ కీవర్డ్స్. ఓకే, వాట్ ఆర్ ద కీవర్డ్స్ వీ హ్యావ్? సెలెక్ట్, అప్డేట్, ఇన్సెట్, ఆల్ ద SQL keywords. Okay, we call it as a keywords. Okay, next. Okay, let me go ahead. Next. Okay, so this DQL query is classified into 3 classes. Okay, this SQL query is classified into 3 classes. One is select class, one is from class, and another one is where class. Okay, we will put all the tables. Okay, I want to get a result from multiple tables, where I will put all the table names. In the from class, I will put all the table names. Okay, if I want to filter the rows, where I can filter the rows? In the where class. If I want to filter the columns, where I can filter? In the select class. Okay, so here so this DQL query is classified into 3 classes. One is select, from, and where classes. Okay, so first from class will get execute, which means it will pick all the records. Okay, then where class will get execute, which means it will filter the rows. Then select class will get execute, which will filter the columns. So this we call it as a select, from, and where we call it as a classes, SQL classes. Okay, next, what are the column names and table names I am defining, right? That we call it as identifiers. So whatever the column names and table names I'm providing, those we call it as a identifiers. Okay, next, there is a concept called functions, which we'll discuss in the later class. So functions will help us to manipulate or transform the data in a table. So assume in a city column, okay, in a table there is a city column. So if I want to print all the values in that column in a uppercase letter, then I use these functions. Okay, we'll discuss in detail about this function in the later class. Okay, so in the where class, what to do the filtration, I use this operator and I will pass some values. So this we call it as operator, this we call it as a value. Okay, that's it. That's it about this terminologies, what we use it in the real time. ఓకే మన రియల్ టైంలో మీకు ఏదైతే రిక్వైర్మెంట్స్ వస్తాయో క్లయింట్ నుంచి, సో ఆ రిక్వైర్మెంట్స్ని మీతో షేర్ చేసుకునేటప్పుడు ఇలాంటి కీవర్డ్స్ని వాడతారనమాట. ఎలాంటి కీవర్డ్స్ని? క్లాసెస్ అని, ఐడియా ఆపరేటర్స్ అని, వాల్యూస్ అని, ఓకే, ఫంక్షన్స్ అని, ఐడెంటిఫైయర్స్, ఇలా మీకు టెర్మినాలజీస్ ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో సో దాని గురించి నేను ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేశాను మీకు. జస్ట్ ఏంటంటే మీకు ఆ రిక్వైర్మెంట్ ఈజీగా అర్థం అవడానికి. సో ఐఎమ్ హెల్పింగ్ యూ విత్ ద టెర్మినాలజీస్ వాట్ వీ యూజ్ ఇట్ ఇన్ ద రియల్ టైమ్. ఓకే, సో అగైన్ okay, Mali repeat chasta. I'm repeating again. So we have three classes: select, from, and where. In the from class, we'll put the table names. In the where class, we write row level conditions or row level filtrations. In the select class, we do column level filtrations. Okay, this we call it as operator. This we call it as a value. So that's it about the terminologies we use it in the real time. Okay, and again, so whatever the data I'm inserting into the table, that will be inserted in the form of row, right? Okay, these rows also called as tuple or record. Okay, these rows also called as tuple or record. Okay, this entire thing also called as table or relation. Okay, this we call it as column, field, or attribute. These columns are there, right? It has another names like field or attribute. Okay, in the real time scenario, client told you, I need a phone number field in the output. So don't get confused. Field means nothing but a column name. Okay, that's it. That's it about the terminologies what we use it in the real time. Okay, we'll understand more about this DQL statement. Okay, what is the syntax of DQL? What is the syntax of DQL? Select class. So in the select class, I can pass. Okay, I can pass all the columns or individual columns. Okay, and I can write the from class. In the from class, I will pass all the table names, and then there is a where class to do row level filtration. Okay. Now if I execute, see, you can see here. So first employee table will get execute. It will pick all the rows. Then where class will get execute. It will do the filtration, and at the end select class will get executed. Okay. So we'll see. This is the syntax of DQL statement. In the background, database will execute in the same way. Okay. How the database will get execute? Let me show you. Select star from employees. Okay. Okay, first what will get execute? First from class will get execute. It will pick all the 7 rows and 5 columns. So total how many values we have? 7 into 5, 45 values are there. So total I have 45 values, right? So first from class will get executed, right? Next what will get executed? Next where class will get executed. So in the where class I have written department equal to some sales. Okay. Now, what will get executed after from class? From class will get executed. It will pick all the 7 rows. Okay, from here it will go to the where class. In the where class, based on my condition. Okay, what is the condition I have written? Department equal to sales. Now, what database will do? It will do the validation. It will process row by row. So, first row, department equal to sale, true or false? False. Okay, this row will not get picked up. Sales equal to sales, true. Sales equal to sales, true. All these are true. And IT equal to sales, false. IT equal to sales, false. So only these rows are true. Okay, only these rows are satisfying this where condition. So these rows will go to the select class. In the select class, if I put star, all the columns will get printed. Okay, if I'm passing limited columns like ID, comma, name, so only those 2 columns got printed. So here we are doing row level filtration. Here I am doing column level filtration. Okay, actual data is completely different from result set. Okay, actual data is completely different from result set. In my actual data, I have 7 rows and 4 columns, but in the result set, I got 4 rows and 2 columns. That's it. That's it about DQL. Anyone having any doubts? So, ఏదైనా డౌట్ ఉందా? If you want, I can explain in Telugu again. Kumar, Ramurthy garu, Rohit, Monica garu. Any doubts? If you want to explain it again, I will explain it again. So I think everyone is good with it. Okay. So this is the one of the important interview question you need to remember. Okay. What is the database execution order? What is the syntax of DQL? What is the execution order of SQL? What is the execution order of SQL? Okay. The answer is simple. So this is the syntax. Okay. What is the syntax we have? Select star or column name from table name where class, right? What is the execution order? Okay, first from class will get execute. It will pick all the rows. Okay, first from class will get execute. It will pick all the rows. From here, it will go to the where class. Okay, in the where class, based on your conditions, rows will get filtered. Okay, so here there are 7 rows. It will become 4. From here, what will get execute? It will go to the select class. Okay, the 4 rows. In the 4 rows, whatever the columns you specified in the select class, those columns will get printed. So this is the syntax of SQL query and this is the database execution order. Okay, again I'm repeating in Telugu. So మనం DQL ని ఈ సింటాక్స్ వాడి రాస్తాం. ఓకే, బట్ డేటాబేస్ ఎలా ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేస్తుంది? ఈ ప్రాసెస్లో ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేస్తుంది. సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద వన్ ఆఫ్ ద ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఇంటర్వ్యూ క్వశ్చన్. ఓకే, ఎనీ డౌట్స్?
No, Andy, it's clear.
ఓకే, ఓకే. సో కమింగ్ టు ద రూల్స్ అండ్ రెగ్యులేషన్స్ వైల్ రైటింగ్ ద సీక్వెల్. ఫస్ట్ రూల్ వచ్చేసప్పటికి ఏంటంటే SQL ఈజ్ నాట్ ఏ కేస్ సెన్సిటివ్. SQL is not a case sensitive. You can write the query however you like. మీకు ఎలా నచ్చితే అలా క్వైరీని రాయొచ్చు. I want to put this in E capital. Okay. M capital. Okay. E capital. So however you like, you can write the query. It's not a case sensitive. Okay. The result will get printed. Okay, but if you take the Python, Java, all those things, those are case sensitive, which means you need to write everything in the lowercase letter. So there are some rules in the other languages, but coming to SQL, it's not a case sensitive. You can write whatever the case you like. Okay, next rule. Next rule. Okay. Okay, put semicolon at the end of the query. Okay, if you are not putting any semicolon here, okay, if you are not putting any semicolon here, database will consider all this as a single query. So it will pick from last semicolon to the first semicolon to the last semicolon. So ఈ మధ్యలో ఉన్న మొత్తాన్ని it will consider as a single query. Okay, so better go use these semicolons while writing the query. Okay, this is the second rule. Third rule is SQL is not a case sensitive, but values are sensitive. Okay, if you see here, I have this query in the where class. I'm passing this value, right? This value is case sensitive. If I pass in a small s, you will not get result. Why? Because value is a case sensitive. I need to pass whatever the value I'm storing. అంటే నేను ఎలా అయితే డేటాని స్టోర్ చేస్తున్నానో మనం వాల్యూని కాల్ చేసేటప్పుడు అలాగే కాల్ చేయాలి. ఇన్ కేస్ మీరు ఇంప్రాపర్ కేసులో కనుక కాల్ చేస్తే ఓకే, యూ విల్ నాట్ గెట్ ద రిజల్ట్. ఓకే, these values are case sensitive. SQL is not a case sensitive, but values are the case sensitive. Okay,
So
so
what you are saying is the values that are present in the column, those are case sensitive. Is it?
అంటే ఒక్కసారి
Am I
ఒక్కసారి
talking
మళ్ళీ
right?
రిపీట్ చేయండి. సారీ, ఒక్కసారి రిపీట్ చేయరా? కాలమ్ నేమ్స్ అండి మీరు అంటుంది.
ఆహా, మీరేమంటున్నారంటే నో నో కాలం నేమ్స్ కాదు, వాట్ ఎవర్ కాలమ్స్ లో ఏమైతే ప్రజెంట్ అవుతుందో, సపోజ్ నేమ్ అనే కాలం ఉంది,
ఓకే,
సో అది కేస్ సెన్సిటివ్ అవుతుంది అంటున్నారు మీరు, అంతేనా?
అదే అండి, అంతే అండి. వాల్యూస్ అంటాం వీటిని. సో వాల్యూస్
యా
ఏ
యా యా.
స్టోర్ చేస్తున్నామో, వాల్యూస్ అనేవి కేస్ సెన్సిటివ్ అనమాట. మనం ఎలా అయితే స్టోర్ చేస్తున్నామో అలాగే ఆ వాల్యూస్ని కాల్ చేయాలి, లేకపోతే మీకు అవుట్పుట్ అనేది రాదు. వాల్యూస్ ఆర్ కేస్ సెన్సిటివ్. ఎస్క్యూఎల్ కీవర్డ్స్ ఉన్నాయి కదా, ఎస్క్యూఎల్ కీవర్డ్స్
యా యా యా
ఇవన్నీ
యా.
కేస్ సెన్సిటివ్. ఓకే,
ఓకే ఓకే, గాట్ ఇట్. యా.
సూపర్. సో దట్స్ ఇట్ అబౌట్ దిస్ డిక్యూఎల్. కొంచెం అడ్వాన్స్గా వెళ్దాం. ఓకే, సో కమింగ్ బ్యాక్ కొంచెం ఈ ఈ టాపిక్ కొంచెం అర్థం అవడానికి టైం పడుతుందండి, బట్ కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ చేయండి, ఈ టాపిక్ అర్థం అవుతుంది. ఓకే, ఇన్ ద రియల్ టైమ్ సినారియో ఇన్ ద రియల్ టైమ్ సినారియో ఆల్ ద కాలమ్ నేమ్స్ అండ్ టేబుల్ నేమ్స్ ఆర్ నాట్ మీనింగ్ఫుల్, బిజినెస్ మీనింగ్ఫుల్ వే. ఓకే, ఇఫ్ యూ సీ హియర్, యూ ఆర్ వెరీ ఫ్రెషర్, యూ డోంట్ నో ఎనీథింగ్ అబౌట్ ఐడి. ఇఫ్ బై సీయింగ్ దిస్ ఎంఐడి, కెన్ యూ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ వాట్ ఈస్ దిస్ ఎంఐడి? ఈ కాలంలో మనకి ఎంఐడి అని ఉంది కదా, ఈ ఎంఐడి అంటే ఏంటి, ఎవరైనా చెప్పగలరా? No, right. It's not a busy business meaningful name. Okay, real time scenario. All these column names and table names are not meaningful. Okay. Now, if I want to share this table with the product owner or a data analyst, so I need to rename the column names. As a permanently, no. As a temporarily, I want to give them with a meaningful name. Then I use a concept called alias. Okay, alias, nothing but I use a keyword as keyword. I use a keyword called as, right? Now by using this alias keyword as keyword, I can rename these column names temporarily, which means while printing the result set, I am renaming the columns and I'm renaming the table. Clear? Okay, let me write the query. Select id as employee id, comma, name as employee name, comma, m underscore id, sorry, it's mid, right? Mid as manager id, comma, dpt means dpt as department, salary as emp salary. So now if you share this query with your product owner, which may product owner or manager, now he can easily understand, okay, this is the employee ID column, super. This is the employee name, super. This is a department details, super. So this is a manager ID. So now you are able to understand what is the value I have stored in the table. How? By providing this alias name. Okay, is this employee ID, employee name, manager ID is the permanent columns? No. While printing the result set, I'm allocating a temporary name to the table. Okay, so by using this alias name, okay, I can increase the readability while printing the result set. Clear? Any doubts? Okay, this as keyword is optional. Okay, you no need of using as keyword. If you are not good at, if you are not able to understand, if it is confusing, then go with a use as keyword. If you are done with the practice, just simply you can use salary space the temporary column name. No need of using this as keyword. It's optional. For understanding purpose, you can put this. If this is not required, it's optional. Clear? Any notes regarding alias concept? Okay, done. Done. Okay. Now, coming to the last one about null, we already discussed in the Friday's class. Okay. What I have explained you. Okay. Null means value is missing. Okay. Now you tell me 0 equal to 0. True or false? Chapali. Anyone? So 0 equal to 0. True or false?
Yes, it is. It is, అండి.
True, right? 0 equal to 0,
Yeah,
true.
yeah. Yes, yes, yes.
1 equal to 1, true or false? True.
True.
Okay. For example, 1 equal to 2,
False.
false, right? Super. So empty string equal to empty string, true or false?
True.
True, right?
Empty true. Yeah.
Padding equal to padding. Padding means empty space. True or false? True,
True.
True.
right? Now you tell me double padding equal to single padding. True or false?
False.
False. Super. Now you tell me null equal to null.
True.
False. Because as highlighted in the last class, so every null value is a unique value. Okay, you cannot compare null value with another null value. Okay, so why I have shown all these things, you need to understand what are the conditions I have written. So this we call it as empty string. Empty string, if you are storing some empty string, right? So it will be look like this. Okay, this is not null value, it's a empty string, which means you are not passing any value here. Okay, sometimes client will pass some empty space like multiple spaces as well. This we call it as padding. Okay, and this is null will look like this. Okay, in the table we will store null value like this. So null means value is missing. Okay, database will consider every null value as a unique value. Okay, that is the reason you cannot compare null value with another null value. Clear? Any doubts?
Yeah.
Okay, that's it about the SQL. Okay, so I have given some examples here. Just go with the examples. Okay. So like client may tell you, display the first name of each employee as a F name. Okay. He want to print in the results and he want this first name as a F name. Like that, client will give the requirements. To achieve the requirements, we use a keyword called as. By using this as keyword, I can allocate the temporary name. This temporary name will get printed only at the result set. It's not an actual column name. It's a temporary name. While printing the result set, we use this F name. Sorry, this alias name. Clear? Any doubts? Super. ఓకే సో హెవీ అయిపోయిందా బ్రేక్ ఇద్దామా లేదా కంటిన్యూ చేయనా సో ఇఫ్ యూ ఆర్ కంఫర్టబుల్ ఐ కెన్ కంటిన్యూ లేదంటే ఇక్కడ బ్రేక్ ఇస్తా యూ కెన్ ప్రాక్టీస్ ఫర్ డిక్యూఎల్ ఫర్ టుడే డిడిఎల్ డిఎంఎల్ డిక్యూఎల్ ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయొచ్చు సో ఇఫ్ ఎనీ వన్ టోల్ నో ఐల్ స్టాప్ ద క్లాస్ సో రోహిత్ సరోజ్ శ్రావణ్ రామ్మూర్తి గారు సో డిడిఎల్ డిఎంఎల్ డిక్యూఎల్ ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తారా బ్రేక్ ఏమన్నా లేదా కంటిన్యూ చేయనా ఓకే ఐల్ కంటిన్యూ దెన్ Okay, so we already discussed about data filtration, what exactly, how that rows are filtered, right? So to filter the rows, we use where class. Super. To filter the rows, we use where class. Okay. Now, so I want to write multiple conditions. Not I don't want to compare anything. I want to write multiple conditions. Then what I need to do? So I need to learn about the SQL operators. I need to learn about the SQL operators. So what are the SQL operators I have? I have total two type of operators. One is comparison operator. Another one is logical operator. Okay, one is comparison operator, another one is logical operator. When I use comparison operator, okay, whenever I'm writing only single condition, then I use comparison operator. In the comparison operator, I have equal to, okay, not equal to, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. So these are the operators I have in the SQL. Okay, these are the comparison operator. When I use this comparison operator, To write a single condition, to write one condition, I go with this comparison operator. Next, I have this logical operator. What are the logical operators I have? And, or, not, in, okay, like, and between. So these are the logical operators I have. When I use logical operator to write multiple conditions, to write a single condition, I go with the comparison operator. To write multiple conditions, I go with the logical operator. Okay. Okay. So now to practice this, what I am suggesting, okay, in the SQL complete notes, okay, in the SQL complete notes, I have given data set. Okay. Go to SQL complete notes. I'll share you in the chat as well. Let it be. Okay. So here you can find PG SQL datasets. Go to this PG SQL database, just copy it. Okay. Let me paste it here. Let me open. I already created this B batch 41, right? Let me connect to this console. Okay. So I already created this batch 51, right? Let me create this schema. Schema, what is schema? We'll discuss in the later class. Okay, fine. So let me select all these things and execute it. Okay. Okay, I already inserted these tables, right? Super. Now, just copy, paste it and execute the queries. That's it. Your tables and the data will be created. Okay, coming to here, what I have created some e-commerce database. Okay, in the e-commerce database, I have three tables. One is product, sales, and customer. Okay, now let me see what are the records are there in the product table. Okay, select star from products. Okay, assume I'm a Flipkart. Assume I'm a Flipkart. I'm selling these products. Okay, like chairs, mouse, keyboard, laptops, all those things I'm selling. Okay, next. So I have a customer table. Whoever the customer is registered in my Flipkart account, those details will be stored in the customer table. Okay, and final, I have a sales table. Now assume I'm a customer, I have registered, my details are stored in customer table, right? Now from the product table, all the details are fetched and displayed in the home page. Okay, then what customer will do, he will add everything to the cart and he will place the order. So whatever the orders he have placed, those details were stored here. Okay, if you see here, so there is a sale ID. Okay, nothing but invoice number. What is the product he ordered? One. What? How much quantity he ordered? Five. So like that, what are the purchases he has done, that will be stored in the sales table. So these are the three tables I will use for the entire SQL class. For the entire SQL class. Okay, for the entire SQL class, I use these three tables. Okay. Okay, now let me go with the product table. Now client asked me to print products which are in electronics category. He want to see list of products that are in electronics category. Then what I will write? Where category equal to electronics. So string values will directly define like this, but when it comes to string values, you need to use single quote or double quote. Okay. Let me execute this. You can see first what will happen. First from class got executed. It will pick all the rows. Next where class got executed from all the 14 rows. Okay, from all the 14 rows, you can see there are 14 rows here. From the 14 rows, only these 7 rows are satisfying the where condition. Here, what is the operator I'm using? I'm using equal operator. Now, how this query will get executed? First, it will pick all the rows from the product table. Now, it will do validation, row by row validation. So, it will pick each row. So, first, it will pick the first row. What is the first row? What is the column I have mentioned here? Category. In the category, so what is the value I have? Furniture. Furniture equal to electronics. True or false? Furniture equal to electronics. True or false? False, right? So this row will not get picked up. This row will not pick it up. So this row is true. This row is true. This row is true. This row is true. So there are around 7 rows that are satisfying these conditions. And in the select class, as I mentioned, star, it will print all the columns in the result set. You can see what are the rows that are true that was printed in my result set. Okay. Now client told me to print result set. Okay. Except electronics category. Then what I use? I use this not equal to symbol. No, except electronics category rows, remaining rows will get printed. Completely reverse of the previous result set. Clear, right? Equal operator, not equal operator. Any doubts? Okay, client told me to print products where the price is greater than where the price is greater than 500.5. Okay, now let me execute. First from class will get execute. It will pick all the rows. Now it will do the validation row by row. 120 is greater than 500, false. 300 is greater than 500, false. 800 is greater than 500, true. So this row will be picked up to the select class. Okay. Next, 500 is greater than 500, false. Why? 500 is equal to 500. It is not greater than 500. So this row will not get picked up. Like that, it will do row by row validation. 2 or 3 records will get printed. So these 2 rows got printed. Why? Only these 2 rows are satisfying the where condition. Remaining all are false. So these 2 rows are only true. That is the reason these are going to printed in the result set. Now, if I want to print the rows that are having this 500.5, then what I need to do? I need to use greater than or equal to. Now, those 2 rows also included in the result set. Why? I am using equal operator. Okay, so that's it about comparison operator. In the comparison operator, I have equal, not equal, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. So why we are using comparison operator? To write a single condition, I'm using comparison operator. Clear? Any doubts? Okay, so here I added one example for better understanding. Assume there is a pen box. In the pen box, I have 30 pens. In that 5 are red, blue is 25, right? Now, if I tell you some conditions, okay, if I tell you I need a red pens, how many pens I will get? 5. If I tell you a condition, I need a blue pens, how many pens I will get? 25, right? In the same way, in a table, there are 100 records. Okay, now I'll tell you a condition that I need a electronics rows that are having electronics category. Then from the 100 rows, there are 10 rows that are satisfying the conditions. In the result set, that 10 rows will be printed. So DQL is not about anything about table. It's all about conditions. Okay. Based on your condition, result set will get printed. Okay, so here is the one more example. You can see here, I have a records of 10 records. So I have given multiple condition. If I tell 1, I'll get how many rows? I'm getting 4 rows. If I tell 2, I'm getting 6 rows. 3, 5 rows. 4 means 10 rows. Like that, based on my conditions, result set will get printed. This is actual data. This is my result set. How the result set is printing? Based on my conditions. Clear? Any doubts? So as highlighted, I have 2 type of operators, comparison and logical. Comparison I use for writing single condition. So what are the operators I have? Equal, not equal, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. In the other side, in the logical operator, I have and, or, and not operators. Okay, so as highlighted before, this is how the validation will be done. Okay, it will compare, okay, value with the column value. Okay, so first from class will execute, it will pick all the rows. Okay, now in the where class I have mentioned country column. Okay, in the country column I'm comparing with the this value. So this value will be validated row by row. India equal to USA, true or false? False. UK equal to USA, false. USA equal to USA, true. USA equal to USA, true. Only these two rows will get printed in the result set. This is how the validation will be done in the where class. Clear? Any doubts? Any doubts? Yeah, Kumar, Monica, Ramutga, Rohit, Sarosh, Shravan. ఏదైనా డౌట్ ఉందా? కంపారిజన్ ఆపరేటర్స్ అర్థమైనాయా?
యా అండి.
ఓకేనా? సో ప్రాక్టీస్
యా.
చేయండి. ఓకే, ప్రాక్టీస్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఓకే, కొంచెం ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయండి. ఓకే, సో ఇక్కడితో బ్రేక్ ఇద్దామా? ఓకే, ఇక్కడ వరకు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయండి. విల్ కనెక్ట్ టుమారో. సో ఇంకా చెప్పొచ్చు, బట్ ప్రాక్టీస్ లేకుండా మనకి ఏది వర్కౌట్ అవ్వదు. జస్ట్ గో విత్ ద ప్రాక్టీస్. సో వాట్ ఎవర్ ద టాపిక్స్ వీ హ్యావ్ డిస్కస్ నౌ ఐల్ అప్లోడ్ ఇన్ ద యూట్యూబ్ టుడే ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్. సో థ్యాంక్ యూ గైస్.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.